Hello, dear friends. Patrick Peace here. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Wanted to make a quick video from my friend by the name of Tigdogsbody. Tigdogsbody. I guess he's from Britain. The Dogsbody is somebody in a very low position. Maybe he's like a welder, a grunt, or has a very bad job that he doesn't like by the sound of his name. But obviously he's from Britain. And we've been friends for a long time on YouTube, and he's contributed to my channel with different comments over the years. The last comment he sent, he said, "Hello, Pat. Thank you for fighting for truth. How is it hanging?" he asked. And then prior to that, he gave this long message, sent me this long message. I haven't had a chance to get back to him, and so I thought I would do that today. In this message, he writes, "Hi, Pat. How are you doing?" He says, "Atheism poisons everything." He says, "Because of atheists, the Americans elected a terrible person as a president." And he says, "Because of atheists, the U.S. disappears people and protesters." He says, "Because of atheists, the U.S. is now in an illegal war with Iran." I don't know how he makes that connection, but anyway. He says, "Because of atheists, the Epstein files," he didn't spell it correctly there, he writes Epstein files, "have not been released, and people that harm children are still free. Because of atheism, the world economy is in shambles." And then he says, "The atheists should find God or they will ruin the world." And then the last sentence he puts here, all in caps, he writes, "Jesus is Lord." So obviously this person, Tigdogsbody, has a issue with atheism. And I don't know why he is so extreme in his views, but probably he's suffering from some type of mental condition that he can't control. And it reminds me, and if I were to respond to him, I would say, you have to protect yourself from applying, such a broad range. You end up getting paranoid, and you apply this broad brush to an entire group of people. I bet there's lots of atheists out there that are really nice people that contribute to their community and try and do the best they can for their fellow man, and try and develop, through their work or through their job. There's a lot of atheist scientists, for example, that are trying to make new discoveries and that. So to try and categorize all atheists as bad, I don't think is a very good thing to do. And for whatever reason, he might have been harmed by them in the past, and he has, grudges against them, and so on and so forth. And seeing that he's from England, I can understand why, perhaps because, England, as I've mentioned years ago in my video, or at least a year or two, that because it has been taken over by atheism, that it has abandoned its roots and its history, and has become overrun by other ideologies that have come in and taken over the country. And it's not hard to guess which ideology has taken over, which has just been adopted by both the Church of England and the King of England. And so they've decided to place their ideology. And I guess you could track it down to a single individual who single-handedly destroyed the historical faith of that country, which would of course be Richard Dawkins, probably the most evil person in the world. And a lot of people have a lot of dislike and disdain for him, which is unfortunate because he's probably a very nice guy. In fact, he himself said that he would like to consider himself as a cultural Christian because he misses the cultural Christian aspects that England used to follow, things like Christmas and Easter, those type of holidays, and sensible living and family values and so on and so forth. But he, together with, I guess you could say, Christopher Hitchens, as you know, Christopher Hitchens, on his final address to his followers, he did, together with a group of communists, and he addressed his followers as comrades and communists in the gist of his final speech, and that is where his dedication was placed. And so these individuals, together with the academic environment of Oxford University and Cambridge and so on, but even then you cannot consider all the damage that they did. there's still other factors. So you can't lay all the damage on a single individual or a single group. There's many different factors that come into play that will destroy a country, not just atheism. There's a lot of factors. So I would just ask, Tigdogsbody here to reconsider, maybe to pray more and seek God's direction in his life, that he would be more accepting and maybe try and be more welcoming to all groups of people, atheists and Christians and Muslims, and accept everybody as best you can from all religions and all groups of people, and just try and promote an atmosphere of love and acceptance. I think is the best strategy going forward to help whatever country you happen to be living in, whatever community you're in. You're going to be meeting all kinds of different people with all kinds of different beliefs, all kinds of different values, and it's important to reach out and accept and embrace them as best you can. Pray for them, encourage them, try and find ways to do good deeds for them, and that will help make the world a better place. Just moaning and complaining about a specific group or a specific person, I don't really think is the solution. I mean, it can be a little bit therapeutic because it gets you to release the frustration that many people are feeling these days. It allows you to express your dislike and disdain for those things that you don't agree with. And that's a normal human reaction. But behind it all, I think if we pray and ask God for strength to love our neighbor, to reach out to those that are different from us, I think we'll be in a much better situation moving forward. So I wish the best for, what's his name again? He calls himself Tigdogsbody. I wish the best for him. I hope he's doing well wherever he is. Thank you again for contributing to my channel. Thank you for always sending comments. I'm sorry I can't respond as often as I would like, but I really appreciate you supporting my channel and watching my videos, and I wish you all the best. God bless you. Don't get too upset about your dislike and disdain for atheists, because I'm sure they're trying their best as well. Okay? So take good care of yourself. We'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you're able to spend time with people you love. We shall talk to you again real soon. Take care. Bye for now.